Welcome, I'm Bill Wake. We're working on a game called Betwist, and today we're going to work on the twisting aspect, at least one we haven't touched yet, which is rotating the board. And we've got a twister object that we use to move columns or rows around, but we're going to repurpose it now to handle rotation left and right. Now, we started looking at this yesterday. Okay, and I kind of started going like, here's the coordinates, and we should make sense of these. I think I've got a transformation in mind that'll do the job. So we're trying to get, if you have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I in rows, we're trying to get it so if it rotates once to the left, then CFI should be on top. So CFI, then BEH, and then ADG. Okay, and if you went the other way, it would kind of flip. But I think there's a way to think about this. Okay, and that's we talk about transpose in math. So let me move this up to here and prove we get what we want, and then I think that'll make it okay. So if you do a transpose, you're going on the main diagonal. So starting in the top left corner to the bottom right corner, and you're doing a mirror image flip. Okay, so the centers stay the same when we flip, but then B was here, now it's here, and C was on top, now it's here. Okay, so A, B, C, B, E, H. No, I did it wrong. A, B, C. Okay. B and D flip. So this is A, D. And then G. And then this was, no, I still getting it wrong. Okay, we had H, now it should be F, and this one should be H. And then the I stays the same. Okay, so this is transposed. All right, so it's that sideways diagonal flip. Okay, the center's the same. The old left side is now the top, and so on. Now that's still not what we want, but it's easy to see. It's really what we want, but it's upside down. Okay, and so if you did a kind of a vertical flip, move the bottom row to the top and then the middle row, and then so in effect swap the first and the last row. Okay. This would get you to what we want, and it's a little weird, but okay. Well, transpose, you're going to say the new at I and J is going to equal A sub J I. So that's the swapping the row and column coordinates, basically. And then the vertical flip, I think we would say A sub n minus I and J. A sub I, J equals this. So n is really the size minus 1. And it's 2 in our example. It's a 3 by 3, so n is 2. So if you take 2 minus 0, you get 2. So you're flipping the row number. You're not changing the column at that point. Okay, now I think if I've done my math right, if you compose them, then A sub ij equals A sub j n minus I. Okay. If I'm wrong, we'll see it pretty quickly because the stuff will flow out. It'll show up wrong. But I think this is right. We're applying both transformations. Okay. So I think what I want to do is I'm going to have a matrix that says what cell should you look at in the original mapping. Okay, so we're putting this twister in that sort of intercepts, and then and then remaps to a different cell. Okay. And right now we already tested, we checked that twist is not being used except by tests. Okay, so let's start peeling it out a little bit. And I don't see us using twist anymore because we've got that infinite grid. It gives you the effect of the last column over here is next to the starting column on the other side. So that's pretty good. Now I should get some complaints when I try and test. Pretty sure we saw there was some, yeah. Okay, so I think any of these twist ones, all right, we'll just comment them for now, but they're going to go away. Now this one, I think this is also not called. Okay, so this can comment out too. And I don't really see it hanging around. Maybe I should just delete it. Now, I don't know if we need row indexes and column indexes. I think Twister maybe doing that for us. All right, so yeah, let's say step one, we're going to clean out the twisting aspect. Okay, remove old twist function. Okay, and I'm taking out as much as I can that goes with it. Okay, I don't think anybody references corner outside. Okay, only inside. Okay, row indexes. So nobody's changing corner. Okay, now it also makes me think this object could have done more, but no one's changing it. So it starts off 0 here, and then nothing ever touches it. So that seems redundant. Okay, so let's take this out. I mean, we're kind of cleaning out everything when you come to it. All right, corner.row is always 0, so this is always $0. Corner.column is always 0. Okay. And without those tests, everything should still build, the test should be okay. I guess I'll just kill all those, huh? Can I just delete? Yeah. And I'll leave the structure because we're going to fill it back in, but let's make sure we're okay first. What are your complaints? Right. That's going away too. What else? Okay, those tests passed. Okay, so let's check this in. We removed old twister code. Well, I probably should give it a run first just to make sure. Okay, that all looks okay. Okay. Well, I guess that means Steed is in here. All right. Yeah, that all looks fine. Good. Okay, and now, gotta look at how this is used. It's under here, right? Okay, I guess grid view itself. All right, so he runs through the row indexes. All right. Yeah, this is where I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure what the location should be, I guess. And what's the letter view? What does he know? Shape, size, game location. Well, the row indexes come from game, which I think gets them from Twister. Yes. Okay. And then I'm just not sure who's mapping what through already. It feels like the Twister should be doing some of this mapping, and it doesn't seem to be involved right now. So this is going through the row indexes, column indexes. See, I think this is no longer interesting. Let's check that that's true, but I think it's not. Right, this 0 to size map, 0 mod size is, well, that's the same as, since it's less than, is between 0 and not including size, 0% size is always %0 or $0. So it's just mapping this into an array of ints. Okay, so I think we could do 0 ... less game dot size. Okay, and then same here. Okay, and now this. All right, let's run that. I guess it's a view, so we really need to do it by looking. The tests we have don't go deep into the view at all, hardly at all. All right, now that still looks okay. It's scrolling fine. We got honks. Fret. I think I saw throne. And throws. Yeah, I mean this is doing its thing. Okay. So I think those two functions are no longer anything either. And I don't know if anybody references them. Twister and twister.row indexes, but does anybody reference this? I don't think so. Oh, he does. Well, I think that can also be 0 ... less than size. All right, now I think now that one we turned off. Did I leave it in the view? Not really. Or maybe we could put it in answers view. I think I should call this verbatim. Joined by... What's that going to give us? No, it really is not right. Ugh. Okay, let's do a map. That's going to get an extra thing there. Okay. Oops. Is that going to do it? No. Okay, you're right. Okay. Yeah, so let's run it with that so we can see if this thing is still... Still okay. All right, and so, okay. Oh, I showed that at the beginning of answers view. Okay. And there's more. Yes. That's only the first three. Why are you not showing more button? Okay, but it clearly is finding stuff. Those are odd words, but they are words. And we lost the more button, which stinks. Answers view. Oh, I can put this in answers detail view. That's what I should do. Oh, come on. Oh, I need game. Oh, golly. I don't want to pass that around if I can avoid it. Let's... I'm going to mutilate this slightly. Oh, no, I just deleted that. Okay, just so I can see this thing. I'm a little worried about it because it's calculating a location, and I think maybe we should be relying on Twister for that. Okay, so more. Oh, this only has room for a couple. Is Huso, S-H-O-T-T-E, S-H-O-T-T-E. Okay. S-H-O-T-T-E-S. Okay. E-days, sext. Okay, yeah, I guess those are legit words. We're not scrolling it. Okay. This looks like a good board. Okay. Yeah, I just want to leave that there for now. Okay, and as we work on this twister, okay, I think this is gone now. Have we gotten rid of it? Game uses it. Game has its own. Nobody's calling it. Okay, so I think these can go. He's becoming very useless. All right. Now, okay, I think this is not being referenced anymore. Delta location. Well, that's used in location. Okay, we won't. Yeah, I don't know if it's really needed, but we'll let that go. I'm feeling too far out on the limb, I guess. All right, all we got left is that size. So that's whoops. Size is a little bit minimal. Okay, directions, direction 2. Do we use this anymore? I don't think we do. We don't. And I don't think we're going to. This was all used to move around and swap those columns, but we don't do that anymore. Okay, let's take that out too. Delete. And delete. Now, I think I missed a test. Yeah. ACG point. Okay. And that's all CG point. Okay, let's delete that. Oh. Nuts. Okay. I'm just deleting ACG point. Okay. All right. Now, delta location, I think we're still keeping for now. Okay, run this test. Okay, now let's go back to Twister. A Twister. Okay. starting over. Okay, the grid, we should use a different transformation. I don't think we need to. I think we can just Well, we don't have to, I guess. We could just apply once for left, 3 times for right. And I think that would be okay. And it might be good if we added rotating the device. You might need to rotate, 1 to 3 times. So I'm kind of willing to let that be. But I want to, let's see, let's get the actual twisting process in play. What I expect to do is I'm going to have, when you create a twister, it's going to create an array that maps the current coordinates to the original coordinates. Okay, so I guess that's going to be locations, and that's going to be a little annoying. But I think a small one will do it. Okay, so let's do add test. Function. Maps locations when unchanged. Okay, so I guess if I give it I guess I'm going to give it a location, and he's going to give me back the same location. Kind of boring. So let's let a twister, I guess it's going to be a var in general. Well, I guess there's a let if we don't do anything to it. Okay, let's twister equals twister with size 2. Okay, and then I expect twister sub location 01 equals location 01. Does that seem right? He doesn't have a subscript operator yet. Okay. So you're going to give me a location. I'm going to tell you where it's twisted to. Okay. And when you start, there's no twisting involved. So that should be simple. Okay. Well, let's define the subscript. Location returns a location, and we'll just return location. Well, yeah. I think this starting is too simple, but I don't have a good way to make it. I guess I can make it fail by returning an arbitrary thing, but I'm not too worried at this point. There's more we're going to do. Okay, so still running. Good. Okay, so now let's do this backwards. Okay, so twister. Okay, at test maps locations when twisted once. Okay. Yeah, we don't have the function yet. So 0, 0 should be in 1, 0. All right, and the example is ABC, AB, golly, AB, CD goes to rotate once, BD, AC. Okay. And that might even be helpful enough to be justified. Okay, so 0, 0 should go to 1, 0. And 1, 0, 1 is 1, 1. Okay, because 0, 1 is what was the B, but that position should now be the D. Okay, and rotate left. Let's try again. Function rotate left. And I don't know, I think we'll take out the 1. Okay, and this is void, so the test should be able to fail. Good. All right, and it's failing because it just returns the original location. And that's fine. All right, so now I want to build this out. So what I want to have is a transform, and it's well, it's an array of locations. Okay. And when you ask for something, you're going to go look at the location you did, and it's going to have the location of where it should be. All right. Now, so initializing, we need to set this thing up, and we're going to say for row in 0 dot dot less size, for column in 0 dot dot less size, and transform sub row column equals location row column. Good guess. All right. Self.transform being passed by reference before being initialized. Well, is that happier? Okay, I guess I don't know what that means. Well, maybe I need to do this. New transform sub row equals passed by a reference before being initialized. Oh. Sure. Okay. It's an empty double array. We create each new row as we get there, and then we can add the row and column in, I think. Okay. And then location is no longer location. It's transform sub location dot row location dot column. Okay, so this should pass our original test, but not our new one. Apparently not. Okay. Sorry I'm being so dense. I create the new array that starts out empty. I set the first row. I assume row is 0 and I'm immediately dead. Need initialization at line 11 when it was initialized at 9. I'm not sure. I guess I didn't. Well, let's see. I mean, new transform sub 0 doesn't exist yet, right? So it seems wrong to assign to it. So I would say I do. Maybe I need to start before the row, though. Yeah. And this is going to be 0 as well, I think. Yeah. Location, let's see. Can I put a number in there? Literal location. No. Okay. Let's do the repeat thing. Okay, so now I'm starting it off with an empty array of locations, and I've got one for each. Okay, I'll try this again. So I think that I could have done new transform dot append location probably instead of equals in line 11. Okay. And column is presumably 0. Oops. Okay, so we should have our 3 empty arrays, 1 per row. Okay. Yeah, and these fail because we don't apply the map. But man, this feels funny. Okay, so now we're going to make another new transform. And then at the end, we're going to say transform equals new transform. Okay, and this is going to reference transform, so that's why I'm being careful. But I almost could. No, I'll do it this way. All right, so same process. That gets a little old. Well, we want to say new transform sub row sub column equals transform sub row sub column. That's not a change yet, but we're not set up right. And I'm also backwards. Gosh, I almost just want to say transform here, and that would make all this simple. Maybe I should do that. Okay, I don't know, it's a little weird too, isn't it? Okay, so row column equals, and we said it was going to be column and then size minus 1 minus row. Okay, so that does the transpose and the flipping in one step, I hope. Row column, I said ij equals j, which is the column, n minus I. Size minus 1 is n, row is the I. Okay. And that should pass. Oh, what's a transform model? Oh, should transform itself be a model? Yeah, maybe so. Yeah, I think you're right. We're running tests, aren't we? No. Okay, we want to run tests. Yeah, you're right. Transform's getting enough complexity already. But I don't know if this is almost the model. This is almost the transform model because it's the size it needs to know and the thing. Okay. 0, 0 goes to 0, 1. Now, does this mean I'm backwards somewhere? Ugh. So if you ask for 0, 0, you should get 0, 1. Is that what I said? Well, no, I think this is actually wrong. So if you ask for zeros, if you've rotated left once and you ask for 0, 0, you should get what was in 0, 1. Okay. If you rotate the B and ask what's there, he should get what's in 1, 1. Yeah, I think that's correct. Okay, now, yeah, there's two things going on. I mean, one thing would be, I want to initialize a transform. Let's just make a function that does it. Function make transform yields array of location. Okay. And I think he wants to be empty. Well, he kind of wants to be this, except that's not enough. All right. Okay, and then, but I think let new row equal location of that. Am I gonna? Count size. Okay. I think that's good. Let's do this. See if that's still good. Okay. All right, and then same thing up here. This can be equals make transform. And then this can go back to what we had before, equals location row column. Oh man. Well, he can be static. He's very neutral. Make transform for size of int. Okay. Oh, I guess it's building up that first board and it's looking up all the words because we have that in our view now. Okay, so it actually runs pretty quick, but it takes a couple seconds to get that full list of words. All right, that's actually pretty good. And rotate left to transform. Twister. All right, now nobody uses it, and in fact, nobody uses Twister. So that's the thing we got to change here. Sorry. Does this need to know Twister? So I think he should be saying Twister of location row column here. Because he's just asking for my display point of view, what do I do? And I'm going to give a location that gets mapped inside. All right, so I think the Twister needs to come along. Okay. Now, does this thing know it? He knows game. Does this know game? He does. Okay. Oh, so we should look it up in game. All right, now, does game have a subscript yet? Yes. Grid. I think this is all. No, this is not view, but can we mediate this through Twister is my question. So I think, well, I also don't know why we have two of these, but I think we want to say Twister of location that. So we're mapping it. And Twister subscript, okay, needs to return location. I gotta peel it apart. No, it didn't include the type specification here. That's pretty good. Huh. Okay. Missing return in get. Oh, yeah, I know I had to return. And, oh, no, I should have run the tests. Well, we'll see what happens. There's that low, slow word lookup. That's not. All right, it's there. Vetoes, okay. Okay. And now we haven't hooked this up, so that doesn't do anything. It still selects somewhere. Okay, but let's try tests. I mean, that looked okay. All right. Okay, so that's good. Now, where's our button? Twister rotate left. Oh. Can I find twister? Oh, just game.rotate left. Now, he doesn't, let's see, he has a twister. He creates it. He does not have rotate left. Yeah, I do prefer it, but that's just a piecemeal thing. All right, so now the view should be able to call rotate left. All right, so here's my main row. If I rotate left, the first column should become VOVRH and not blow up. Okay, he didn't even do anything. I thought that was an artifact. What is going on? There's the action. There's the button. All right, that's too confusing. Well, MEOEM is already symmetrical, so MHNRN should be on the top. But I don't think it's triggering. Why would our button not trigger? Top row button seems to be tappable outside the click area. Yeah, there's definitely something going on. But like you would think this is there. Okay, so yeah, it's clicking on the R that you can't quite see. But he's up in that row with the game message. Like, why would this extend over that for actions? And I mean, I would think, well, let's put a box. I would think this thing would start right there. Let's see where the box goes today. Well, maybe there is something about that. The board is drawn out to the rotate buttons. We can give this higher Z index. Okay, the box is okay. And this should be the highest we use. We used 10 before. But the board was only taking up the space beneath it. Why would it be even clickable up there? No? Any other ideas? And the infinite grid, is it a question of viewing it versus what it takes? I mean, it's clipped, so I would have thought it would not respond outside its space. Is it the geometry reader screwing things up? Now I'll never trust it again. Okay, so here we've got our grids. We've offset them. Yeah. Okay. Okay, he did clipped. Clip. I guess he added content shape. Well, there's that inset by. didn't think we would need. Let me just take it without that first. I guess that's what's going on, but okay, maybe. Well, no, the z-index didn't fix it though. So, all right, what goes here? That's a good sign. Ha ha ha. Okay, something happened. All right, so I have HMMG. So HMGCT. HMGCT. I guess that's what it is. The buttons are clipped, but the hit area is not. I mean, it works. That's good. But like, why the heck how would we even know this? I mean, like, that just seems weird. Like, if you clipped it, like, why would you not want this? Okay, so let me keep going. I should get IOLHH. IOLHH. All right, and then if it's selected, okay, WVTLI. WVT. Okay, something screwed up. Our selection is not mapping. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Rotating. Good. Well, let's clean that up. So game is not, and I saw something else that, well, all this selection stuff. Yeah, anybody who references row column sure seems like they should be mapped. All right, let's track through selection. Boy, this thing has grown. Ugh. Oh, interesting. The colors too. Okay, so V is pink. W is yellow. Yellow, pink, peach. Yellow, pink. No, yellow, peach, pink. Okay. Yellow, pink, peach, yellow. Right. The colors are staying. All right. Well, that means they're not using game to get their access on subscripting. Okay. Let's get selection. Select location. We're going to do twister sublocation. Now this one seems okay. Yeah, I mean, it just feels very unexpected to me. Like, the point of clipping it is to make the object fit somewhere, and why it would even when we move the z-index up, it wasn't on top, even though the highest z-index we have is 10 otherwise. So yeah, I don't know. All right, now this, boy, I think we're gonna have to see, but I think this probably is okay. I guess that's probably a problem too. They all are. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's what they're saying, but it just didn't, I sure wouldn't have expected it. Okay, let's select otter. Content shape rectangle. Well, I think that's what we ended up doing, right? wherever it got put. Yeah. Like, okay. All right, now I have otter. So I have T T F L. F is green, L is pink. T T. Okay, the hues are not right yet, but the selection's good now. Okay. So let's find the hues. Sorry. Don't remember what we did with this. Oh, it's our double tab. Okay. Let's run it again. Yeah, I don't have a way other than inspection in mind. All right, so yellow, blue, purpley, green, pink. Yellow, blue, purpley, green, pink. Okay, that's good. All right, now LS. Click here. Okay, he's not doing his job. That's okay. I don't know if this is a word. Okay. I think this is how we started. SH, no. Flick, a little bit French. Okay. That worked. FLIC. If I rotate left, FLIC. But if I click where it was, no, I can't do that. Okay. Yeah, he's wrong too. Okay. I think that'll do it. Okay, I can get pits unrotated, double click it, and it's, or tapped twice. If I rotate left, and I do pits again, we allow double. Okay, good. Now if I rotate, YM should be purple, yellow. Okay, I think those are all doing good. Now these, cooler, yeah, that's where, mope, okay. Right, mopers. I guess I'm gonna look through anywhere that anybody does location. You know, kind of manual inspection, basically. This one defers to the next one does it. Okay, selections dot last. Well, is that working? Yeah. O-I-T. Okay, if I rotate T, yeah, that's okay. And look at the color scheme. We got the white, the gray, red. So that seems okay. Okay, I think we've gotten there. Now, the test should pass though, so let's make sure that's true. Most of them don't care about rotation, so they shouldn't be affected by it. Okay. And I guess we can go on to twist right. Now, let's say twisted left here. Okay, so if you twist right, this should be CA, DB. Zero should be 10. 00 now is what was 10. 01 now should be 00. Oh. Well, hopefully it's that last two tests that we put in. Good. All right. And now 7th minute. And I'm going to say, well, one of my mom's friends would not take left turns, and so she would take 3 rights. But I think equivalently, it's rotate left, rotate left, rotate left. Okay. All right, so an unbelievable number of E's. E, E, F, T, E should be the rightmost column here. Oh, if we hook it up to the UI. Game.rotate left, game.rotate right. Do we not have that on game? We don't. Okay, TOZDT, so it should be TDZOT on the side here. TDZOT. All right, and T should be peach when we go back. All right. OFN should stay selected. Good. All right. I don't think I ran the test that last time. Let's make sure that test is okay. Okay. Now, I don't know, way early on, we talked about like possible transformations or something. No. Maybe I had this in my mind and not expressed. When you have a board, there are a lot of equivalent transformations. So the first one we started with, where we moved rows to the top or bottom or columns left or right, that gave you that effect of kind of being on an infinite grid or wrapped around a planet or something, a ball. Now we have rotate, but we could also do a vertical flip. Yeah, mirror it horizontally, vertically, or by diagonals. Okay. Those would all be reasonable translations. It doesn't change the board from if I think of this as a graph, my connections are W to E to N to E to T to, all that stays the same under those transformations. They just kind of change how letters look. And one of my thoughts early on was to have some sort of button that was just like a question mark or a star or a something that kind of randomly picked. Well, I also had versions in mind that had buttons for each of those transformations, the mirrors. But your thing about shaking it the other day made me wonder if that's the gesture that should just get a random a random flip, a random mirroring, either left to right diagonal, top to bottom, bottom to top, left to right, vice versa. I don't know. I think we still have other challenges, but that might be a fun little addition. I'll put it low because I don't think I'm gonna get there, but mirror top to bottom, left to right, and diagonal left to diagonal right, mirror by shake. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I definitely, well, another one I thought of, I mean, I have all these little blippy ideas that I don't even bother writing down. But another one I thought was, if you twisted left and then came back, we should twist left when you twist, but when you go from left to center, we'd leave it. And so our rotate button would be twist and back, and you'd be rotated either direction. Yeah, so let's keep that. Trigger by swipe from the edge, and then I guess this will be another rotation trigger by rotating phone left or right, but ignoring rotation back to normal position. Okay. Well, and actually, if you want to get fancy, right, that motion could apply to the flips too, because, well, no, that wouldn't work, would it? You can detect the tilt, yeah. So if you rotated your phone forward, down, and back, that could trigger the mirroring. And I guess if you rotated it forward, that would go the other way, and then a full twist. I don't know. It could be something. It could be confusing too. You got so many ways, and you move your phone a little bit, and you put it in your pocket and take it back out, and it looks completely different. It might be annoying, but it's kind of a cute idea. I think, especially the shake, with a random mirror would be kind of fun. No, that's on the line above. But yeah, we'll see. I think getting these other things is a bigger deal to me at this point. Whoops, rotation left or right via button. Okay. It's break time anyway. We'll take a break and then we'll come back and figure out what's next. But these four are definitely on the top of my list at this point. All right. See you in a few minutes, 3 or 4 minutes. Welcome back. All right. So one thing is working on our sort of answers view. We could sort our answers by length. Was a head? Well, we could do a little face recognition, right? We ought to be able to interpret. Yeah, they just they move so much you don't even have a chance to put your words in. All right. Anyway, sort answers by length. That'd be one thing. Mark the prefix words in a different color or some other indication. Those are the free words we give you. The next one is click the first letter to cancel the whole word. This one is, I get going on a moderately large word sometime. And as I do, and I want to get rid of it, it's like, oh, that's not even working out. But like, I can't click here because that just extends it, and everything is sort of next to it now, and I don't even remember which one started it, but I feel like if I get back a ways, and maybe, is that the first? If I click that once, I would like to just go to nothing rather than get a message that says you were submitted a one-letter word. That might be relatively easy. And then the next one, well, this one too, both relatively easy. We put in a thing to say we decided that duplicate words wouldn't be a problem. We just move them up to the top of the list. I think that was a mistake. As I play, and I keep thinking, did I type that word already? I would just assume no that I did. Okay. And then a new game somewhere. I don't even know where we'd fit it at this point. Like up in here? I don't know. Or maybe a little strip down here. But somewhere we have to fit in something to say new game. Now, we don't give you a time limit or a word limit or anything. It's, I've been thinking of this as just something I would pick up while I was standing in line somewhere, and, I might get a few more words while I was sitting there, or standing there. But I want to be able to say new game. And I'd also like to be able to say, I want a game with 4-letter boards. I want a game with 6-letter boards. Maybe I want a game with 10-letter boards. I don't know, or 9. Odd numbers are nice in some ways. That might be worth it. Maybe a button under the score. Yeah, maybe. And then another one that's coming up is I'd kind of like to keep track of your last 10 scores or your top 10 scores or top 20 scores or something like that. We do have some room here. Yeah, that may be the best place for now. But yeah, so anyway, that new game idea, I'd like a little dialogue and then start the game, iPad. I think I might want to just cheat on that and just limit size artificially. Okay, we know how big our grid is. We know how big 3x3 of our grid is. I think the problem is if we let you go so far as to hit the edge, then it shows up. But we could probably let you go almost 3 grids worth, and you wouldn't ever see that problem. So that might be a cheap way. It won't look the same, like filling up the width of it, but might be okay. And it might be better because the iPads, I think they do tend to be a little more squat, and so we need room for this other stuff. Okay. Don't generate the full. When do we generate the full answer list is really the question. When do we generate the full answer list? Okay. All right. What we got? We got 45 minutes. Well, it might be good to get in here. We haven't done much of anything with the answer detail view. Right, now it has this model that's the guesses. And right now guesses.description is just a text string. Whoops. And these are just strings. So I think maybe this is the one to do first. Okay. Yeah. I think we'll give these strings some structure is a way to think of it, or abstract them up a little bit and then extend them. So we would know, we would have to keep track, right? We don't keep track of, did you get there because we tried every version, or did you get there because you actually guessed it? Where's the actual guess? I think this is guess, right? What do? You check for empty, you check your count, you check your letters, check your things, check your preview. That's the string of 3. I think the best word for this is guess. Prepend is is sort of a decision about how are we managing it. And yeah, I would say that's guessing. All right, but this is what I'm talking about. So this is a refactoring. I'm going to extract this into a class and then start doing stuff to it. All right, so let's do that here. Struct. Do we have a? We don't have guess. Okay, that'll be easy. Word of string, sure. Okay. And then if I make this guess, okay, it's an array of guesses. Now, well, let's make this equatable. And let's wrap this. Now they put the type back in. They didn't before. All right, extracted is well, I think this is the, let's call this guess string. And then this can be guess. Wow, that was really bad extracting. Okay, we'll make an official guess. We'll remove those. We'll add guess to the front. Okay. Now guesses dot reduce. This is guess. This is guess.word account. Okay. We'll get this, we'll extract that in a moment. No exact matches. Guesses dot Okay, now if we've done this right, nobody should know the difference. Good. Okay, and then I think, well, we're going to need some state, right? We need to know, well, we've already got something we need to know. We need to go to count. Okay, because we looked up count a couple of times. Okay. That should be neutral. But the state we need is, are you a user guessed word or are you a found prefix? So I'm going to say user guessed is a bool. And I guess we need to know all right, so well, let's make sure this builds. I don't know if other people are out there using it. I don't think so. This is all still internal, which is handy. I mean, actually, it's very good. We'd prefer to be able to make changes without affecting clients. Okay, so the secret it has is, what does it keep track of, or how does it know this? Now, let's find where we use this. All right, games does it, guess it provides it, and tests tested. Okay, so yeah, I think you should add so right now we throw everything in as a guess because from minimum size up to the number of word or letters you guessed. But we don't distinguish, are you a prefix or not? So I'm going to make a change, less than guess.count, and then I'm going to make guesses.guess of guess. I don't know. It's starting to sound like Java. So I'm looping, say I had 7 letters in my word. I'm looping 4, 5, and 6 coming as prefixes, and 7 comes in as the actual guess. Okay, that should be a non-change from the outside. But I think maybe that flag has to come in here as well. So now I'm committing myself to finding all those sites and doing them. Can't we use prefix equals guess? Well, yeah, we could. I think we should. Right? Like this code is all about guess. Okay. Yeah. This is almost completely about guesses. I mean, it's taking the guess and doing stuff to it. So yeah, I would say that I think we should just pass in the whole word to guesses and say, take whatever you should take. Now, yeah. All right. Let's make sure this works. Oops. Well, no, I'm not. I don't want to change these and then change them back. Guess string. So we're saying, let's take this out. Of here. Well, no, I think what we're doing is mutating function guess, given a string, and he's going to call guess of guess string user guessed true for a moment here. Okay, and this one is not used. Okay, now I can put these back in game. So I'm losing the distinction for a moment here, but I think this will be good. Yeah, well, I don't want to default it. I don't mind if I made a test default it. Like I might add an extra function, extension function to override it, but I don't want to in production because my production uses should just be doing guess. Okay. Let's see. So we make prefix guesses come in separately in some sense. And at some point we're changing something, but this minimum size comes in there too. Who references that? Is it a lot? It's some. Yeah. Okay. All right. So if I did this, I think this is what guess is doing now. All right, and this, I'll just say game for a moment here. We don't really want to couple both ways. All right, guess.count. Guess string.count. Vocabulary. Oh, yeah. boy, that's a lot of stuff that we'd have to pass in. I guess that doesn't. If vocabulary guess equals prefix for user guess. Well, we still need to know if it's in the vocabulary, right? So this block of code generates all the prefixes. I don't know. We have shelter for a word, and well, no, that's not very good. We have Rain Man, and when it sees rain with 4 letters, it tries rain, rain him, rain ma, and then finally Rain Man, the actual guess. I think I'm going to leave this back where it was. Sorry, I'm being wishy-washy, but in game, I almost think maybe this is like guess prefix. I'm gonna distinguish guess from guess prefix. Oh, I see what you're saying. But we don't know the prefix. Yeah, we don't know the prefix versus the guess unless we pass both those in, and I don't want to. Is this what's being called? Okay, let me do a function for guess prefix. Okay, so this can be private. I don't want to expose that. Yeah, we have the prefix, but we don't have the vocabulary and we don't have the size. So, I mean, I don't think guesses should know vocabulary. Guesses is somebody looked and decided this was a valid guess, and we just track them. We don't assess them. I feel like it's the game's job to know what the rules are, and if it says the new minimum size is 5 letters, it's we're just writing all these trivial 4-letter words, then that is a decision that guess has nothing to do with. Guess just says, you tell me what you want me to keep track of. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, another thing we could do, like to break that coupling, right? We could pass a closure that says, "Do you want this word?" And it only takes it if it's a valid word, valid size, and valid length and valid vocabulary. Excuse me. I think I'm going to keep this as a thought to worry about later. should guesses manage the prefixes? The prefix testing and insertion. Okay. I'll leave that as an open question for here. We could, or for here. I mean, if we passed in a function that says, are you, I guess we would just pass in the guess and then build a prefix and ask the closure, do you want it? And we would know the full length, so we could do the guess the prefix, like you're saying. It feels somewhat doable. It feels like, I mean, the vocabulary and the size things that belongs here is a condition of the game, but we could, the prefix nature and what counts as a guess, that feels like something guesses could do. Let's make sure about that. I mean, I've definitely mucked around here. All right, and let's go back to guesses. Good. Okay, let's make sure we're... What do we change? Okay, so... Line 91. Well, this now does less than count. Oh, good point. Yeah. I think we do. But it's not, if we do, it's based on the sequence of calls that you make that will make this thing happen, and that's just not a safe way to be. Contains guess. Okay. Yeah, why does it pass? Well, what that says is we don't test a bad vocabulary word that meets this. Let's go to game. Hey, game. Now, I thought we checked. Gets no message. Okay, we check valid. Yeah, we have validate. But let's make that happen for collect. find one of these short ones. Okay, we got ABCD. With ABCD, we select BACD. And okay, so let's comment this out. Make sure it fails. And I don't remember what triggers validate being called, but we'll take a quick look at that too. Okay, good. Okay, so in the usage, it can't happen because we validate before we try and do a collect, but the objects are okay with it. But well, they would have been okay with it, but now we made them not. Okay, so let's see, add test to make sure game.collect. All right, now our guesses. All right, so the point of this is I want this flag so that I can use it in the display to show words, show which words were user generated and which ones were not. Okay. And let's find, I think answers detail is the place to show that. Okay, and he's doing this. Well, this is just a big throw it all into one big string thing, and that's what we cannot do at this point. All right, so now let's do guesses dot for no. Well, I wanted to say guesses dot for each do something. I always have to look this one up too. We also probably have to make them identifiable, which is fine. there's an easier way to do this. Where's that make iterator come from? Yes, they do. Which I think we should address that for sure. That also kind of comes into this. Because the way it is now, we consciously did a remove all and then an insert because we wanted to make the word, the most recently inserted words, whether prefixes or not, should show up on the word list at the top. But if we change the rule to say don't, basically warn on duplicates, don't let us insert them, then we can kind of make this all fold into that and not worry about remove all anymore. And also, I mean, if it's a duplicate, well, we could check if it contains it. I don't think it's any worse than remove all performance wise. Okay, but it's this that I want to. Well, what I want to do is say guesses dot for each ID : /dot. No, I want them identifiable. Okay. Let me do that. Okay, so does not conform to equatable. Okay, so now if I have them in a collection, they're manageable. Right, it's only one duplicates for those. That's why I'm kind of saving it for when we deal with that, because it's all gonna be kind of part of that. All right, so how do I make this stupid thing iterable? I thought I just had to give a make iterator and that would do it. I don't think this is going to be the... Yeah, it's something like that. And sequence is funny because the way it... Oh, that's the one I want. Yeah, do I just have to provide Well, they're providing the iterator protocol stuff. Nice. Okay, maybe that's just the way you do it. You say you're a sequence and you provide an iterator protocol. If you want your sequences to be different times, you need to add make iterator method to your sequence. Well, that's what I thought I could do, was just add make iterator. So maybe that's it. Let's guess is a sequence. Okay, and he should complain. Like, no, you're not. Right. Unable to infer iterator would match an infer iterator if iterator conformed. Okay. All right, let me look at iterator protocol. Well, it's probably Swift. Separator from ship calls to make iterator. Golly. I could have sworn if I just did function make iterator, return something, and he's really going to return guesses dot make iterator. Does not conform to protocol collection. Oops, array of guess. Okay, that does work. All right. I don't know why they didn't mention it. Okay, now I can iterate over these, right? Guesses. Oh no, I gotta do for each guesses do something. Conform to a random access collection. Why do you make this so hard? Let me find another for each, make sure I'm not crazy on this, but I think, well, those are not doing collections. That's different. Okay. Do I really have to conform to random access collection? Well, maybe I'm just going to access the guesses. All right, this should show our guesses. No distinction. They should all be there, including prefixes. What do I have wrong? Okay, so let's see. I need a longer word. D-I-N-T. Oh. Outs. No, I need one that's going to make it longer. So there's an example where I had to go find somewhere way out of the way to do this. Okay, now I'll look at the more. Soap, outs. Okay, so we got the prefixes soap and cis. I don't even know what that means. And that's good. All right, now we can do the change. All right, so we have font title, but bold $0 user guessed. Well, it is in certain circles. Scum. Swen. Well, I think they're all my words. Okay, that's a little too much. Maybe I can get something where I can find a 5-letter word that has another word in it. Attain, no. That's not a word. Sorry, my word finding skills are not getting me anything. Wise. T. There we go. Now we should have one. Okay. I don't know if that's enough distinction. Yeah, maybe the smaller font. That's a little heavy looking, I guess. Now maybe I should just do dot text or whatever it is, normal. Maybe I'll just leave out the font for a moment. Whoops. I think that'll default to the normal text font. First try. Yeah. Well, maybe the color too. Foreground style. I wonder if accent is better. I don't need bold on that either. No. Yeah, that could be okay. And without the bold, it looks lighter, and it lighter suggests something a little different to me. I don't know. I think you'll know which words you typed, and that'll help. This needs a title. All right, so the scroll view, it's outside the scroll view. Let's do text. Words you found. Might have to play enough to get it. All right. Oh, I can't get voter. Oh. I can't get sweater. Well, how about hone? Honer? Is that a word? One who owns? And maybe one more. No, I like one that does the double thing. Kens, no. Rekins, Neckins. Viner. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's more or less what I wanted to do with this one. I do want to sort them by size and give you credit for that and all that kind of stuff. I think maybe the words you found and the words the system found should show up here too. But we haven't really quite worked that one out. All right. Well, we're out of time for today. I'll be back tomorrow, 2 to 4:30 Eastern or 6 to 8:30 p.m. UTC. But I'm happy with what we did today. They were all good things we wanted to do. All right, and we'll pick up there tomorrow. We'll probably tweak these rules and decide how to rework that a little bit, and move on to sorting. But I think if we get through new game, I'd love to get through that this week. We'll see. All right. Well, have a good night. Take care. See you next time. Bye-bye.